My girlfriend told me she is pregnant, but I am sterile. I've been sterile since a car accident in college. Nobody in my family knows about it, not even my parents. They know about the accident, but not about this part. Honestly, I was never upset about it because I always wanted to be child-free anyway. Last year, I finished my master's and got this really high-paying job right out of school. My parents immediately started pressuring me to get married. Like the second I got my offer letter, they were already talking about wedding venues. I told them I wanted to focus on my career and actually date people first. They completely freaked out. My whole life, I did everything they wanted, and this was the first time I ever said no to them. They were so mad, but eventually backed off when COVID hit. So I downloaded some dating apps, but nothing really worked out. Then my parents introduced me to their friend's daughter, Priya. We started talking, and honestly, she seemed perfect at first. She agreed with everything I said, never complained about anything. Looking back, that should have been a huge red flag. The biggest thing was when I told her I never wanted kids. She just smiled and said, okay, no questions asked. In my country, it's super rare to find someone who's child-free, so I thought I hit the jackpot. But I hadn't told her about my accident yet. A month ago, we had sex for the first time. I used protection because obviously safety first. The very next day, she started acting weird. She barely texted me back, just one-word answers. Okay, cool. I thought maybe I was bad in bed or something and wanted to give her space. I figured she was trying to break up with me and I was sad about it, but I left her alone. Yesterday, her entire family showed up at my house. Her parents, her brother, her aunt, like 8 people. Priya walks in and announces that she's pregnant and I'm the father. I literally felt like I was going to pass out. My legs went weak and I had to grab onto the couch. Everyone started talking about wedding dates and how we needed to get married immediately because she was pregnant. I just sat there in shock, not saying anything. I called in sick to work the next day because I couldn't function. I was freaking out trying to figure out what was happening. Then I started reading online and realized this whole situation didn't add up. We used protection. She ghosted me right after. Now suddenly she's pregnant. I called some clinics and got an appointment for Friday to get tested and confirm I was still sterile. Then I went to the store and bought like 5 pregnancy tests. I texted Priya and told her to come to my place alone so we could talk. Before she even responded, my mom called me. The first thing she said was, "Do you have any good news for us?" My stomach dropped. I asked her what she meant and she played dumb. That's when I knew something was really wrong. I hung up and cried for hours. I'm 26 years old and I cried like a little kid. The next morning, Priya showed up with her parents even though I specifically said come alone. They thought I was going to discuss engagement plans. I told them to wait outside and only Priya could come in. Her dad started yelling at me. I said either she comes in alone or everyone can leave. They finally agreed. I pulled out the pregnancy tests and told Priya to prove she was actually pregnant. Just pee on the stick. That's all I was asking. She lost it. Started screaming at me like I'd never seen before. She ran outside and got her parents. Now everyone is in my living room yelling at me for daring to ask for proof. Like I'm the bad guy for wanting to confirm she's pregnant before planning a wedding. I told them all to get out of my house. They refused. Then an hour later, my parents showed up. That's when everything fell apart. My dad looked at me and said, "We need to talk about this reasonably." I asked him how he even knew about this. Then they all admitted it. Priya was never pregnant. Not even a little bit. My parents had planned this entire thing with her family because they thought I was getting too old and needed to get married. They said in arranged marriages, you don't need to actually know the person because parents always choose the best match. They were just waiting for me to have sex with her so they could pull this off. I completely broke down crying in front of everyone. All my life, I did exactly what my parents wanted. Perfect grades, good job, never asked for anything. And this is what they did to me. They tried to trap me into a marriage with a fake pregnancy. I started screaming at them to get out. My mom tried to hug me and said parents know what's best. That's when I really lost it. I cursed them out in our native language, which you just don't do to your parents. I told them to never contact me again, even if they were dying. For the first time in my life, they actually looked scared of me. They all left without another word. I blocked everyone. Priya, her parents, my parents, every relative who might try to contact me. Then I sent my parents one final message saying I never wanted to see them again. I spent the rest of the day watching dog videos and crying, but honestly, I feel free. Like this weight I've been carrying my whole life just disappeared. I also booked an appointment for next month to get a vasectomy. My body, my choice, and I'm never letting anyone control my life again.